necessarily want to open the can of worms of free will, and if we have that here, but I would say, like, just briefly over it, we do have free will, but it's very limited. Just for example, like, I would love to just choose to get a full night of sleep. I'd love to be able to sleep on command, but sometimes, like last night, I only get 4 hours of sleep, and this has been through all seasons of my life. And I've cut out substances in the past, thinking that that could be part of it, but my body, my mind, for whatever reason, just has these cycles where I sleep really good sometimes, but then other times I get the insomnia. But it's definitely a struggle for me to fall asleep, many a time. And one thing I've noticed about that is people who have the gift of being able to sleep whenever they want, or almost whenever they want, are some of the happiest, or happy, I don't know, it's such a, or like of a good disposition, of like a friendly, amiable, pleasant to be around kind of person. So, you know, we have limited free will as far as what we're able to do and what we're able to perceive and what we're able to see, because if we're able to see more options, we can choose more options. Like, maybe we wouldn't choose the 2 options we have if we knew of a 3rd or 4th or 5th. But other interesting things I've noticed about myself, I would love to be able to have more of an attention span. I get so easily distracted, and strangely, cannabis has actually slowed down my brain sometimes to help me be more orderly and methodical with things, so I can be more thorough. And sometimes it gives me a little bit more consistency of maintaining consciousness as far as like one task to the next, etc. But in 2nd grade, like, I failed 2nd grade and pleaded with my parents to be homeschooled. This is unlike a lot of folks. And if I had just had the confidence and the wherewithal as far as my ability to learn and soak up information and be engaged, if I could have chose that, I would have. Because once I experienced that for the first time, with my introduction to, or my experience with psychedelics, I was like, I could love anything. I could get into anything here if I was awakened to it, if I was alive in those parts. But I just haven't yet been able to procure that on command, even with all my intentions put forth. So it's just kind of a struggle here. I actually did learn to learn better, and like, whenever you're engaged in something and you're into it, like your heart is in it, even if you have an attention span problem, you still soak up information and get engaged anyway. So I've learned that. But in this world, there's a lot of indifference and a lot of not really caring about things or being able to perceive or appreciate the value in something. I still have that with music. You know, there's albums I'm like, it doesn't do much for me, and then I happen to listen to it, or a friend puts it on at a different time, and I'm like, wow, I really feel something here. So that there's different seasons or different times that we're more attuned into things or able to feel something more. And yeah, it can be tough. Another thing that I would like to choose is, as far as my desires go, it's like we're also like spirit beings, but we're also animals in a way. Like, our hormones are like drugs. Like, testosterone is basically the sex drug. Like, it makes you want that. And I think that's great. I think sex is beautiful. I love intimacy. I've had beautiful experiences with it, with beautiful people, and I've been blessed in that way for those experiences I've had, even though they're more far and few in between than I would like. If I could just access my control panel and choose what my desires were, God, that'd be such a game changer, right? I could just turn off the wanting to have sex when it's just a distraction and I don't want to have that pull. And so it's things like this that kind of make my disposition with this reality less than favorable and rather arduous at times. And we all have to contend with our own desires and stuff, so it's not like I'm got some problem that no one else has. I just have more of a problem with accepting the limitation. For me, the older I get, I almost have less patience with it. I'm like, it's so predictable, and just, I want the kind of challenges where I'm engaged in the challenge. It's not like I just want a totally blissful, I would like to have more just blissful ease about going about my work. And sometimes I do. That's why I know it's possible. But it's just not, it's tough. It's tough here. Like, easy things are tough sometimes. And that's just the way it goes here. And some people are better at accepting that than others. Like I said, I had to learn how to learn and engage and slow down my mind. And I think also because of that, I kind of have a different relationship with drugs, because I'm not really someone that's so much obsessed with just getting high as I just want to accomplish things. And so I look for tools and enhancements to help me do that. And I'm not too proud to find something that enhances my abilities and to use that, even though every enhancer also has kind of downsides as far as, you get addicted, or there's some side effect or whatever. So there's also those things. But there's side effects also from just unrequited love and other things in life that aren't really necessarily substance driven. It's almost like smoking is more of a ritualistic, kind of grounding experience for me sometimes, which I've really cut back on. I've been staying on my regimen of 2 cigarettes a day, and if I'm really partying, I'll allow myself a third occasionally, which isn't too bad. Not too bad at all, if I might say so myself. I see a lot of people struggle with these things I'm talking about, and these are just the fundamentals of reality that I struggle with. There's a lot more I want to say on it, but I'm already at 8 minutes. I'll definitely make more videos on it, and it's just also a reminder to me that even if you can struggle with something, even if you do struggle with something for years, it can become easier. Also, it's harder to have patience for something that bothers you chronically over your life, and it just, maybe I'll figure it out. It's just things I feel behind sometimes. I wish I yearn for more consciousness. I'm dying for more consciousness, you know what I mean? It's I'm aware of my lack of consciousness. It's kind of a strange dichotomy. But oftentimes, it's just inadequate to me. The fundamental disposition of this reality with all those kind of things. And don't get me wrong, like I said, I do like challenges. But I want my challenges to be set up in a way where I'm engaged in the challenge, I think that's fair. And I think we would learn a lot more proficiently and expediently if we were more engaged. didn't lose heart.